This is going to be the review for the essay writing for academic. You're going to be scored using this particular outline format. You're going to be given 1 point for certain categories, as well as 3 points, which combine these sections, which have to be repeated 3 times to support your thesis. First point we're going to look at is going to be your thesis. Your thesis should be 1 sentence, no longer. Here's a sample. And you want to outline your argument. The assassination of Ferdinand caused World War I because this event forced countries to live up to their secret treaties and resulted in Russia and Germany mobilizing their forces. So ultimately, these are the 2 points that I'm going to have to support. And this is how you are going to be awarded 1 point by having this clear 1-sentence thesis. The context. Context is where you want to provide background information. When you have your thesis, you do not just want to jump into your source. You want to provide a little bit of background information, providing the historic context for your topic. Here's a sample. Prior to World War I, the world powers of Europe made decisions that challenged rivals and led to tension among nations. So I'm not really focusing on supporting that thesis. What I'm really trying to do is just provide that background information, which is all you need to do to score a point for context. Here we move on to the analysis section, and this is going to be 3 points awarded because you have to do 2 things. You're going to have to analyze your source and then introduce the source. So here we have a sample, starting off with, for example, the Triple Alliance. So this is the identification of the source. Then I'm giving you text from that source. This is going to be the evidence that I'm going to use, and here we have that analysis. When you're writing the analysis, you always want to answer one of 2 questions: how or why. How or why, meaning how does this source that you are citing supports the thesis? And what's that thesis? It's down here. So you want to basically answer the question, how or why does this source that you are citing here support this thesis that you are trying to defend? And you're going to have to do this 3 different times using 3 different sources. So again, you are asked to do this 3 times. We already looked at the first. You're going to be awarded 3 points on correctly introducing the source, as well as then analyzing that particular source. Additionally, according to the German declaration of war on Russia, so here we're introducing that second source. Because remember, we were arguing 2 points. We were arguing the first was about that secret treaty, and now we're looking at Russia and Germany mobilizing their forces. So here we have the direct text from the source, and then this teal color represents the how and why. How or why does this source that I am citing right here support this thesis that I'm trying to defend? And again, you're going to have to do that 3 times. You are expected to have 3 different sources, and 2 can be for class. A third has to be from outside, unless of course this changes. But for the most part, that's the method that we're going to use. You're going to be scored using 1 point for thesis, 1 for context, 3, 3, and 3. And then we didn't get to the guidelines and directions, which is going to be next. Here we see a rubric giving you some more direction about the thesis, about the context, and then about the analysis of sources. And then down here can be some additional deductions. You want to make sure that you have a clear progression of ideas. You do not have any historic inaccuracies. You don't want to write too much. You don't want to cite evidence that is not appropriate to the thesis. So a combination of any of these factors could lead to a deduction for a max total of 3. To start, you might want to take a look at some of these links here in another file that will help you with your analysis, give you some more information about how to research. And we possibly will be going, unless this changes, with these particular topics for the year. And so to clarify, you're going to be scored 1 point thesis, 1 point for context, 3 for your first piece of evidence and your analysis, 3 for your second, 3 for your third, and then you are going to also have to worry about those outline and direction guidelines. So hopefully this video helps. feel free to look at other screencast videos explaining additional guidelines and tips.